Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about Doordash Driver reveals his take-home pay after accepting every order for 12 hours straight. So as we all know, there are drivers out there that are firm believers of accepting as many orders as possible, and some people are new and don't know any better yet. And in this article, we are highlighting a dasher who literally took every order for 12 hours straight. And we're going to talk about the results of that. So with that said, we are talking about everything that is being said in this article, what he said versus how it actually is, and everything in between. But before we do that, let's go over a quick disclaimer. The content of this video does not contain, is never intended to be, legal, business, financial, tax, or health advice of any kind. This video is for entertainment purposes only. It is advised that you conduct your own research and consult qualified professionals before applying anything you find online. I also want to be clear that everything that we're going to be going over is very market to market and case by case. What applies to me and my market may not apply to you. So with that said, let's get started. Many people probably look at jobs like DoorDash and think it must be fairly easy to make some extra cash. A lot of people take it as a side gig to boost their bank accounts a bit, but it may not be as simple as it seems. One DoorDash driver decided to run a little experiment. He accepted every order he got for 12 hours straight to see how much money he could make. He then filmed a video of himself sharing the results. Unfortunately, things didn't go very well for him. Yeah, no shit. One of the things I constantly preach on this channel is no tip, no trip. Why? Because accepting an order that goes 10 miles, paying $2 makes no sense. And this person would have had to take every order that he took for 12 hours straight, so orders that looked like that had to be consistent, or at least it looks like it would be.
I just accepted every single DoorDash order for 12 hours straight. Started around 8 a.m. and ended around 9:15 p.m. on a Monday in the Virginia Beach area.
Let's start really quick by acknowledging that this guy is in the Virginia Beach area. I am not familiar with that area, so again, this goes right back to market. My teachings may not really apply in his area. I still think it is more applicable than taking every order for 12 hours straight.
My earnings before taxes, wear and tear, gas, insurance, etc. was $215. My biggest tip was $14.25 from a Food Lion grocery order, and my smallest tip was $3 from a Starbucks order.
Which all of that tracks. Grocery orders by even a halfway decent customer would probably tip okay on DoorDash. DoorDash is also very well known to tip better than Instacart shopping orders, which is ironic in so many ways, but nevertheless. A grocery order is certainly going to cost more than a quick meal, so it makes sense that is where his biggest tip came from. However, even if the Starbucks customer only ordered a coffee, $3 seems pretty low for having someone deliver it right to your door.
I was dashing for about 12 hours and 10 minutes. I was active for 9 hours and 56 minutes.
Yes, that's the difference between somebody being online and actually having an order. Out of those 12 hours, he was active for almost 10 of them, so that's impressive.
I put 221 miles on my 2009 Subaru Forester. I'm tired as hell, and my car needs a tune-up badly now.
Well, it's a 2009 Subaru Forester. No shit, it needs a tune-up. But overall, it's 225 miles in one day. You didn't even exceed your dollars to mile ratio. In fact, I almost guarantee you didn't. And here's the other part of that. You took every order. I'm surprised it wasn't more. If you really do the math, this man didn't even make $215. No one could say this man isn't a hard worker, but if $215 sounded too low for the amount of work he did, the amount of money he actually earned is even more disappointing. He grossed $215 over 221 miles and 10 active hours. Gas cost at 21.4 miles per gallon, $3 a gallon in Virginia Beach, $31. Full vehicle costs, IRS 2025 rate, 70 cents per mile for wear, tear, gas, etc., $115. Net liquid, $60 for $6 an hour active tiresome gig. That right there is exactly why you need to be more selective with your orders. People can make that same amount of money doing less work and less stress overall by just dialing it back, multi-apping, and having a diversified gig portfolio as opposed to just accepting anything and everything that DoorDash gives you. One of the 13.9 million X users who saw the video asked Gronk X's built-in AI program to run the numbers and determine how much he actually made when accounting for those things he mentioned, like gas and insurance. On the surface, for $215 and over 10 active hours, it sounded like he made about $21.50 an hour. The real answer was much worse. Gronk estimated that the gas cost was about $31. Additionally, it calculated the full vehicle cost that totaled $115. So this man made a net total of $60 total. That's $6 an hour. Even Gronk noted it was a tiresome gig. And again, that is why you need to be more selective with your orders, because now even Gronk is looking at that like, bro, why did you do that to yourself? If AI is correcting your mindset, you got a problem. DoorDashers don't get paid nearly enough. According to DoorDash's website, Dashers' pay is made up of a combination of base pay, promotions, and tips. Base pay is how much they make, depending on the estimated time, distance, and desirability of the offer. In other words, orders that make more time or require more travel pay more. Promotions are incentives that DoorDash runs to allow Dashers to earn more money, like delivery streaks. The one perk is that Dashers keep all of their tips. Okay, there's a few corrections I need to make there. Number one, they say that the calculated base pay is based on time, distance, and desirability. They do lower the amount of base pay depending on the tip in a lot of cases. They always say they don't, but yes, they do. Delivery streaks is one of those like really bad incentives on DoorDash to where they will throttle you once you are close to completing it or send you really bad orders. So it's kind of just offsetting the cost of the really good order that it could have been. And promos are seldom run effectively, in my opinion. Peak pay is solid, but again, peak pay should make good orders great, not bad orders tolerable. And I'm really not going to talk about keeping the tips and all of that. I think there's a lot of people that have their opinions on that. DoorDash estimated that their base pay is typically between $2 and $10, but it could sometimes be more. That's obviously a minuscule amount, but it seems like Dashers largely rely on tips. If people aren't willing to tip, there's no chance that they'll be paid fairly for their labor. What many people don't realize is that, like servers, DoorDash drivers basically rely on tips. Pretty much all food delivery apps are like that. Also, $2 to $10, always assume it's probably the low end. That's just how DoorDash is. Things like DoorDash are great for people who want to make a little extra money on the side, but not really a model that is set up to be as sustainable as an actual job. Hearing stories like the one from this man almost makes it sound like a ripoff. Well, here's the thing about being a DoorDash driver that a lot of people who call it a side hustle and use it as an excuse to not tip and say get a real job don't really understand is that it's not a real job. It's an independent contractor position that is designed for A, people that could use some extra money, but B, people who are actually going to turn this into their business. DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, you gotta have a well-diversified gig portfolio. You gotta have an exit strategy so that way you're not dependent on the main gig apps. Remember, the gig economy is an income bridge to what would be a long-term goal and not the goal. And not to mention, you'll earn more money being an independent contractor than a W-2 employee because a lot of those miles that he drove is going to be considered a write-off. That's assuming that he's also tracking his miles through an app like Mile IQ. One of the things I constantly say is to take the miles you are driving and track them using an automatic mileage tracker, and the one I use is Mile IQ. Mile IQ is the #1 mileage tracking app with 80,000 5-star reviews on the Apple App Store and Google Play. So whether you manage yourself, 2 drivers, or 200, Mile IQ can help you save time and money. Mile IQ makes it easy to track miles automatically, easily classify your drives, set up custom mileage rates, name locations, add multiple vehicles, and send and download reports which works perfectly if you're working with a tax professional to help you save the most amount of money on your taxes as possible. Someone like GigTax is also here to help with that, and they will also be in the description. If you would like to save money on your taxes and make sure you're tracking your mileage automatically, use the link in the description and get started on tracking your miles on the #1 mileage tracking app. And with all of that said, back to the video. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. Look, it absolutely sucks that this guy made so little money, and I 100% agree that DoorDash does underpay its drivers grossly for a bunch of different reasons. But in order for you to really make money on these platforms, it's not as simple as pick up the app and take it. It's learning the craft. It's learning how to deal with restaurants. It's learning how to deal with certain types of customers. It's discerning what actually makes a quality customer and what doesn't. It's actually developing skill sets that aren't normally taught in a normal job. Because if you're going to be a driver of any kind in the gig economy, you need to treat it as a business. It's not simply a side hustle. It can be, but you gotta have a business mindset to really make money. And that means learning skills, learning from other drivers, whether that is through their YouTube channels, through their other pages or whatnot. You have to learn from people who have been in the game longer. And you can't really expect DoorDash to start doing the right thing out of nowhere. The company just doesn't have the integrity and character to accomplish that. They are one of the better paying companies out there, but that's because of the tips, not because of DoorDash base pay. All in all, just make sure you're diversifying your gig portfolio and developing an exit strategy so you are not subject to the low base rates on DoorDash and becoming too dependent on them. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. Also, check out my website, drivenwyld.com, if you would like to learn more about some of the nuances in the gig economy, as well as some of our other services we have available on the website, as well as my other YouTube channel, God Wild Live Clips and Podcasts, where I partner with Bud Soda to talk about some of the events that are taking place in the gig economy today. Patreon link is also in the description for exclusive content for gig workers looking to expand their business into more of a entrepreneurial journey. All of that is going to be on the Patreon. Feel free to check all of that out. Thank you so much, and until next time.